these two teams, they've been going toe to toe. We've seen a lot of variety in all 4 games that we've seen in the series so far. First game OG wins, second game EG, then OG, then EG. Is OG gonna take this one? Is that just how it works? You adapt better after a loss?
There were a lot of G's in there. You kind of lost me there.
Yeah, OG, EG. That's the matchup, guys. Come on, keep up. I know it's late, but we can do it. EG, ban out the Alchemist. I mean, that is one thing if we're talking about learning from previous experiences, and definitely Anna's Alchemist is one to remove from the pool.
Well, yeah, Darkseer's moved to first phase.
We talked about the Weaver and the Invoker a lot, but yeah, Universe Darkseer is always something just to be extremely afraid of, just how much pressure he causes in the early game, how much he actually gets involved even before he has anything. Just a couple levels, he likes to just run around, make a lot of space, and having that natural mech carry into the offlane, it just gives him so much team fight as well. It just really works super well with how EG plays.
Do you think the Slaughter is still a worthy ban if the Darkseer is taken out of the pool?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think we can leave the Slaughter. I think the Darkseer is pretty much the biggest thing that enables it. We talked countless times, and again, S4 playing it without the Darkseer, and it felt like he was landing big crushes, but there wasn't really like the huge follow-up afterwards. So yeah, I'd agree with them leaving it. Underlord, definitely the bigger ban coming out from EG.
Indeed, yeah. Not a surprise there. So thinking about openings.
Ember needs to be taken in the first phase or banned out, I believe. I don't know. We've seen Nyx and Quaswex and Poker used to counter it, but it's not super great.
Are we still ignoring Shadow Demon and Luna?
I think so. Their time was about 6 hours ago.
Okay. Here we go. Lone Druid got left through. So they grab Lone Druid right away. OG. Okay, they do go for the Ember Slaughter. So right away. Response. Even though the Darkseer is removed, they now do have. The Slaughter versus Lone Druid is very good, as you mentioned earlier. The amplified damage versus the Bear is very good.
Both of these heroes are actually pretty good on jumping on top of the Lone Druid, though. So, like, the Lone Druid, it was first picked in response to Luna, but after that it was picked before the Luna was come out, and now it's picked before the Luna was come out, which has actually not come out. So I don't know if Lone Druid is particularly good here. We talked about this last game, Enigma moving up to a first phase pick. I definitely think they need that big team fight hero, especially if Darkseer's banned out. I think Enigma is probably the best mech carrier in the offlane.
Yeah. Works really well with the Lone Druid too. You just cause a lot of havoc in the fights. You let him get the space and be able to distance himself. You make the other team focus a lot of attention on yourself, and that leaves your carries to be able to make a lot happen.
Is it a worthy trade-off for EG to get Lone Druid and Enigma on the cost of having OG grab the Ember and the Slaughter?
I would prefer EG's lineup right now over OG's.
Okay, I'll take that as a yes indeed. So what does OG want to remove from the pool here? What is going to make the lineup of EG more scary than it is right now?
What did they draft the last couple times with the Lone Druid? They had just a couple heroes that caused the same thing, kind of just like creating the space for him. I know they grabbed the Rubik with it before, since they can, obviously it's kind of like a deny pick in a way, since they already have the Enigma. I think
they had a Slaughter themselves too for the
Slaughter.
Corrosive Haze.
They had a Winter Wyvern in one of the games as well.
Corrosive Haze.
10 seconds remaining.
How about the Winter Wyvern was mostly because of all the physical damage that the other team pumped out, which by the way, I mean, it can still happen. They have the Slaughter.
Yeah, it's not as much value though versus the Ember Spirit.
Yeah.
I think they had the Shadow Fiend in the mid last time with a lot of minus armor, which I think the Winter Wyvern is way better against, but I still think Winter Wyvern is still a consideration, especially if they pick like, I don't know, Dazzle or something afterwards, or Vengeful Spirit in particular. But I doubt that OG will kind of all in on that physical damage just like last time.
And it's always like, it gives you the setup for the Enigma, so there's a kind of a potential from that.
Ogre, I think, is pretty good for EG too. I like the high armor on him. Not too vulnerable to the Slaughter. A hero that's up in front kind of just, gets vision for the Lone Druid, and the Bloodlust is incredibly good for him. As if he needs more extra damage though.
Yeah, the Enrage with the Rabid and with Bloodlust makes that pretty ridiculous attack speed coming out for Lone Druid.
The Parchment coming out for EG, does that mean that we're going to most likely see Slaughter played by S4?
More than likely, but we still aren't entirely sure just yet.
How are they going to deal with that Enigma? Like, we've seen We saw them try Vengeful Spirit and Rubik last time, but it didn't really seem to counter him. Do they actually want to pick up a hero to stop the black hole, or do they counter it with more team fight?
So the thing is, so far, the black hole is not the thing that what Enigma is about. Yeah.
But sometimes it is.
Yes, a couple of times, I mean, Air Universe had a couple of really good black holes in the previous game, no doubt. But at the same time, the threat of the black hole is part of the problem. And the only way that you're going to be able to counter that is have enough team fight of yourself to be able to counter that.
I think the Venge fits like really well because it just like synergizes with the Slaughter and it acts as that type of potential versus the Enigma. And it's great versus Lone Druid. Just be able to bring him down and also get into the back line if you are able to get that type of swap, which is very unlikely. But killing the bear is very easy with these two heroes. Gives them more damage, mixed pit damage potential too. They have now 2 big physical damage amplifiers and then the Ember Spirit, which builds the Veil, full magic damage.
Reserve time.
The minus armor coming into play indeed. So Evil Geniuses, they have not got a single support just yet. Do any come to mind? You mentioned Ogre Magi already.
Yeah, I kind of like Ogre.
I still like the Ogre.
One of the downsides is it doesn't offer really too much to add to the black hole, which is not that great. I still think Wyvern after the Eventual Spirit pickup could be pretty good too. Also, a defensive hero to help out the Lone Druid while having AoE control, I think is very, very good. Then we'll take the Rubik.
Just go for the Rubik anyway.
Always a good playmaker.
Kurt had a really flashy game earlier on it when he was playing versus the Panda.
Yeah.
Now he can steal the Corrosive Phase too. He can get more physical damage aspect as that.
Now that means that for EG we're looking for a Samil hero and a Zai hero, saving Samil for last?
More than likely. But they do know that it's an Ember, more than likely an Ember Spirit mid, so they could actually grab Sumils in the 4th.
Are we going to see a Wraith King?
Are we going to see a Wraith King? That is the
We're
question.
going to see a Bat Rider.
Bat Rider. We haven't seen this one in a long time.
Oh, that's for one of the best Bat Riders out there.
Another way to get on top of the Lone Druid.
Yeah, and I say as for Bat Rider, but we have also seen Bat Rider being played in support position, so there is still a little bit of flexibility there, even though...
10 seconds remaining.
That's true, yeah.
All 4 of these heroes can kind of get on top of the Lone Druid, though.
Yeah.
So that's kind of worrisome, I would say, for the Lone Druid. I think they're going to need a lot of damage from Sumail.
What could it be?
Now that there's a Bat Rider on the other team, is Rubik enough to save potential a lasso target? Especially, I mean, you can lift the Bat Rider when he jumps in if you're fast enough, which generally we see Crit is fast enough. But
Instant disable is nice, but it's not like a huge way to kind of counteract and deal with it.
Shadow Demon is still in the pool.
I don't know why Tinker's coming to mind so much right now to me. Maybe because they have a Lone Druid and the Boots of Travel thing, and just I feel like I just see like Tinker Ember Spirit. I don't know why it's coming to mind, but
I think it'd be too slow.
I think it'll be too slow. Yeah.
I like Lincoln's Quap.
Lincoln's Quap.
Trying to think of other heroes that would work well, especially because he always builds the Veil. I think it works very nicely.
Support Nyx. We were talking about it before a bit. We thought it was a little bit greedy. Or support Enigma. That's true, actually. It does leave it a little bit open-ended. It's very good versus the Ember Spirit. Very good versus the Bat Rider. So they have the Spike Carapace being utilized very well in this lineup.
And I used to play the fastest farming Enigma.
He did. And it gives them more... It gives them AoE inside of the black hole, which they were kind of lacking right now. Just a bit with the Impale.
Reserve time.
All right, so bans coming out here. We have OG looking to remove most likely a Samil hero.
But OG getting, do you think it's going to be the support Slaughter or support Bat? Lifesteal looks pretty decent for them, but there is the lockdown from the Enigma. But it's great versus the Nyx and pretty good versus Lone Druid, and they have heroes to kind of bomb with it already. Vehicle for it. We haven't seen it kind of fall out of favor though, but maybe I'm just grasping at straws.
Could be pretty decent. I do like it a lot versus the Lone Druid, and especially the Nyx assassin. I think you have like so much kill potential in the Nyx assassin with the lifesteal in the lane. Okay, they banned
the Quap.
What else for Sumail then? I guess Invoker. I don't know. I don't really feel
banned
like...
out.
Okay, Invokers banned out. OD I don't really like here. I think it's too vulnerable to Bat Rider, personally.
Yeah, the slow turn rate as well hurts him quite a lot.
TA way too much damage over
10 seconds
time.
remaining.
Quick damage over time over at that.
Mm-hmm.
What other heroes does he play?
5 seconds
Puck
remaining.
doesn't scale well enough. Storm gets crushed by Roots.
Team's turn to pick.
I don't know. Struggling here for options.
Not really thinking too many that scale well. as
Timber,
well.
Shadow Fiend. Comes to mind.
Shadow Fiend's okay too. I think he takes up a lot of space though. Doesn't really make
10
plays for
seconds
them.
remaining.
He could play Nyx mid too, remember?
He could, yes.
But
Yeah, that's true.
I don't like it versus the Ember. I think you just let Ember farm way too much in that lane though.
Shadow Fiend, yeah, good
Shadow
call,
Fiend's-
Shiver.
OG's turn
Gives
to
them the follow-up for the Enigma as well, at least in that one, since they didn't really have a massive amount of AoE. It's a scaling lineup as well. And OG goes for the sniper for themselves, so it's an Ember Spirit short lane.
Could be.
Yep, sniper
They might be
mid.
swapping things up for once.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a change up coming out.
And Sniper versus Shadow Fiend is a decent matchup for Sniper,
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
which is always good to have in that important mid lane that we have stressed out so many times already today. Now, one more time, guys. One last chance. Fogged. Can you do 2 in a row?
I don't think so.
Do you want Ben to go first?
No, I'm going EG. Let's go.
All right.
The Enigma and the Lone Druid settled it for me. The Nyx Assassin pick versus the Ember Spirit and the Bat Rider as well. I think it just fits really well.
I'll go with OG. I believe in the Bat Rider.
Nice.
I believe in the Bat.
10 seconds
Good, we
remaining.
have a split.
We
That's good.
have a split, so I'm not going to get in between that one. I'm going to hand it over to our commentators for our final match. It is the Grand Finals last game, the deciding game. Who will be the champions? So let's find out with Odie Pixel and Gods.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Indeed, the final game between these two titans is OG versus EG Game 5. This Grand Finals. I'm Eddie Pixel, I'm here with Gods. A big welcome to everyone tuning in. The quadrillion of you watching online on Twitch, and of course you faithful Dota fans that have stayed here in the stadium in Split very early hours of the morning, but we're ready for more hype, we're ready for more action. We've got the two lineups, and again, something a little bit different, Gods. Look at this OG lineup, No Tail picking up the sniper. What's up with that, David?
Whoa. Oh, so it's safe lane sniper. What is the idea behind the sniper pick? Are they trying to perhaps throw EG off a bit? Because you see this sniper, you're thinking, oh, sniper's going mid, Ember going safe lane, but at the same time you can see who's playing what. The sniper is a hero with the range advantage that can do pretty well against CSF. It's also a hero that on paper should be pretty good against this new ranged Lone Druid build, because he's one of the few heroes that can actually reach him and right-click him.
He's the original Lone Druid.
Yeah, it doesn't do quite as much maybe burst damage. It doesn't have like the with like the Maelstrom and the plus damage from the talent, but has got that long range and shrapnel to kind of keep Lone Druid at bay. So OG have something in mind as far as how this hero can do against Lone Druid. And I think even against the Enigma, it's very good because you sit nice and far back. You're not really in danger of being black holed. You just don't have good gap closers. Getting to the sniper is very difficult. And Nyx Blink is kind of going to be necessary, but this is support Nyx. Don't expect to see a huge amount of farm on Zai early on, so I'm liking the sniper pick, and I think something that Ben mentioned, faith in the Bat Rider is going to be key if you want to see this OG draft prevail for EG. It's the team fight, you know, you look at this, what Universe brings to the table with all the team fight, like auras with the mech, the pipe, the potential for a black hole, and the Sumail SF. I mean, Sumail has been the player of this tournament. He's wrecked mid time and time again. He's likely going to have a good lane. He played the other side of this matchup, the Ember versus the SF, and won the matchup. Let's see if he can do it playing the Shadow Fiend this time.
Very, very interesting lanes. Top lane, S4, being gone off upon here by Zai and Arteezy. It will be fine. In fact, Jarax was hiding the trees, comes in for a bit of a wraparound, and Zai could be in trouble. 3 stacks of the sticky napalm on him, 4 stacks of the sticky napalm on him. He's going to be fine. Be able to just get himself out of distance. Crit came over as well, just in case anything major kicked off on this top lane.
Mid lane Fly's looking for a courier, or maybe looks like things will settle down up top, so.
Get it as well.
Not a hero you expect to courier snipe
Oh, it's
too.
got
Very
the
short
bottle.
range.
It's got the bottle.
He sees it early with the
It's
ward.
got the bottle, Sumail. He's going to lose his bottle. Ooh.
Oh, he got it.
Oh, he got it.
It's at least, yeah, he got it delivered. Benj, pretty slow attack speed at level 1. It takes 2 right clicks, couldn't get it fast enough, and
That
that's
was
short
so
range.
Close. So close.
Yeah, that's acceptable for EG. You're happy that he at least got the bottle out.
Alright, top lane, telekinesis into the Impale, looking to make a goal onto S4. Jarek's holding back Arteezy with the crush. Is it going to be enough to save S4? No, it's not. First blood for EG as Crit gets the final touch on the back.
That's fantastic start they were hoping for. When you commit the full tri lane to fight this annoying dual lane, this is like the response you need to make. You see two heroes up top and you know your carry isn't going to farm well. You have to commit the tri lane, but you don't want to just be tri laning and getting nothing out of it. Getting that kill, really helping EG out. Support Nick's kind of clunky hero. It takes a bit of farm and experience to normally be useful as a hero. And if you're trialing that Nyx, he's getting even less XP, so getting a kill very valuable.
Yeah, for sure. Again, this combination, S4 could be in trouble. Has the Firefly to be brought down low, will survive now. Looking to turn. Yeah, Jarek's moving into
Arteezy
position.
may need help here.
Looking for Crit. They need to be able to get them around and send them packing, and indeed they will. Arteezy will be enough to scare S4 and Jarek's away. Crit ticking down low in the Firefly here. He's got to be careful. Playing on the edge of his seat there, Crit.
Yeah. Low for comfort. Shrine's far away. He may be asking, like, calling for a Shrine with Sumail. Very likely we see the two supports head towards that mid lane. Shrine up with the SF. SF's out of mana, so... Well, he's got plenty of HP. I think he'll just, like, he can even tank the wave a bit and then Shrine up.
Bottom lane, no tail. Uninterrupted CS, really. Universe has come to the lane a couple of times, but... understandably unable to do too much about this sniper's farm. No tail being hot on the CS. Having a great time in the safe lane. It's just going to be interesting to see what he can do with it in the game. We do not see safe lane sniper. I mean, I would have kind of said, I can't remember the last time I ever saw it. Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen it win a game?
I've definitely seen a safe lane sniper in a pro game, but it's like a 2014 type pick, you know? I don't know when it was.
2014.
You know, it's one of those things you see and you scratch your head a bit and it probably fails and does do well, but the pick makes sense this game. It's just like the lane where you don't expect to see it.
Top lane, S4 is being gone again. He has still got the Firefly, and again, it looks like it will be enough to get him out of there.
It's still a good job bullying him out of the lane whenever possible, guaranteeing the free farm for Arteezy. His experience is going S4's way, so he does have the levels to fall back and jungle with. He's going to hit level 4 off of this wave, so... something. Rex. Oh, mid lane. Yeah, nice kill.
Again, hiding in this position, sneaking around behind the tower.
Surprised they don't... they should know that ward's there by now, due to the Courier Snipe.
Top lane, I'm going to make a go on to Jarek's. Ooh, he's down. He did have the infused raindrop to save him from the burst damage from the Impale. Wasn't enough to save him from that fade pole to the back from Crit.
Yep.
2 for 1. EG picking up some kills still. Tails farm going uninterrupted as we saw Universe headed over to the jungle, leaving the lane for free, and Fly, he's already in position to punish any sort of response that EG sends down here.
This could be bad for Zai. They don't have a ward vision, but they'll see him walk past in a second.
Zai's got to be careful. Does have the Spike Carapace and an Impale. How quick are his reactions? That's the question. We'll get the stun back. Maybe okay here with the Spike Carapace. They will continue to chase him down. It looks like he needs some sort of backup, and in fact, well, with the Shrine already down, there's no chance. No tail.
No Shrine, and this tower is very low. No tail's done a great job of pressuring this whenever possible. The Blightstone plus Ring of Aquila, the ideal pushing items, and boy, is this sniper farm.
Oh, absolutely. Let's have a quick switch over to the net worth early on, but as we can see, 3,400 cojones in the bank. That's a good start for this sniper.
I feel like all the lanes for OG going pretty well. The dual lane in the off lane, the one lane that didn't maybe go as well as expected, but you're still looking at a level 5.5 Batrider at this stage of the game with decent-ish CS. Both mid and bottom lane have gone well. That Courier Snipes really helped them.
This position, Fly loves it. And
there's a lot of heroes there. The supports are ready to counterplay this one, and I think, yeah, OG need to get the hell out.
Yeah, Fly, and a lot of trouble here as Universe comes around with the Midnight Pulse, cutting down the tree line and enabling AEG to make a beeline straight for Fly's heart.
Yeah, that normally wouldn't matter too much, but considering No Tail's rotate mid as well, OG really want to pressure these towers and make some headway, so losing Fly there matters. It means No Tail's wasting his time, which he's not going to be too happy about. But Zai gets a bounty room, but nice. Okay, no rotation from mid lane. He'll get out of there. EG kind of playing catch up right now. Universe is like, well, I finally got an empty lane. I don't really want to defend mid guys when I'm level 4. I can get my level 6 at bottom, finish my arcane boots. Probably just telling his team, do what you can on your own with the the Fade Bolt and Razors to try and defend. Very likely this is going to be a straightforward tower though, with S4 even in the mid lane.
Yeah, OG with a full 5-man fly and S4 in position on the sidelines to see if they get an opening. We get to hit that level 6 on S4.
OG's doing a very good job of recognizing timings. This is less like a strong OG timing, but it's a very weak EG one. Like, you cannot fight with a level 5 Enigma. Lone Druid is nowhere near fight ready as well. He's level 6. This isn't a hero that wants to rotate his lane. He wants to fight push by split pushing himself. So OG recognizing that EG are weak and capitalizing.
And Fly going for crit. In comes the armor. Bam! No-tail hitting a headshot, and now they're looking for more. OG having to jump forward onto Zai. Jerax will be able to stick his way out of this. Looks like the tower hit does indeed bring him down, but it enables OG to pick up a quick second kill.
And if they can defend the top lane, that's great. This top tier 1 tower hasn't even taken much damage. It looks like there's just been enough creep waves up there, and Arteezy's been a bit too afraid to get more out of this lane. And in fact, they could take bottom tier 1 and mid tier 1 while not really taking anything on their tier 1 top is a big win for OG. Really found a good way to punish what is a very greedy EG draft come early game. You think SF, Enigma, Lone Druid, no playmakers out of their 3 core heroes. And that's typically the way they normally put Universe on these more team fight, mech buying core heroes. It's the supports making the play. So far, Rubik and Nyx have done a decent job getting a few kills here and there at top, but they're not heroes that can defend towers this early on against a Sniper and an Ember Spirit who are playing this aggressive.
Anna very close to having the Veil done at a very nice timing as well before the 10-minute mark. Top lane, as you mentioned, you know, Arteezy, he is still getting the space. Now OG may look to try and change that situation with S4 and Jerax sitting up on the top lane, ready to put a little bit of pressure maybe on Arteezy's safety, but immediately
he's out.
Arteezy's out.
It's always that, like, how long can you stay in your safe lane for? And it's once you've lost your other 2 tier 1 towers, well, the next tower they're normally coming for is going to be that top lane. So while you may see No-Tail mid, you've got to expect a few heroes to be top with No-Tail ready to TP up there and apply some pressure. So he joins up with his team and is looking to go for the kind of trades with this bottom lane push. Picks up the Blightstone even from that little side shot. This bottom tier 1 tower already fairly low, and EG have converged with 5 heroes onto this one, so any hope of the defense is really gone. The aggressive ward to secure this, it's a lost cause.
Yeah, no trouble getting this one here for the side of EG.
No-Tail's picking top. He knows, like, all right, they're our bottom. I love pushing towers. He's got a lot of farm just from taking those 2 tier 1s already for his team, and he wants some more. And similarly to bottom lane, this is a tower that EG are not set up to defend. They haven't got the heroes to rotate in with. It's pretty much impossible to defend tower. Jerax scans him and knows he should probably have to back off soon, but they may want to fight around this shrine. They can TP on in, but they do not have the actual sanctuary effect.
Arteezy is actually getting a bit of space and time to put some damage onto the tier 2 bottom. Top lane fortification coming through, just trying to slow OG down, but indeed, they will still be able to finish it off. No-Tail getting the final touch. Bottom lane, can OG kick off a fight? Anna heading forward, immediately heading back. Crit actually tries to get a lift there with the telekinesis. Anna jumps in, gets the chains onto 2. Jerax can't quite get close enough, a little bit wary of the Razors coming through from Sumail, who does have that arcane root. They'll shoot the bear, but the bear will survive. Sumail revs up the ultimate as well, just trying to hold OG back.
Yeah, just a defensive Requiem more than anything. Crit's going to get caught in the side here. EG, they're forcing things pretty hard, and Anna's trying to punish them.
Anna, low on the mana.
Very forced push from EG. They don't really win a head-up team fight until they have the mech, I feel. I guess they know there's no there's no blink daggers, so they're thinking, all right, even if OG come back and we can't fight them, we can get out, because no blink bat, no blink slider, no one's gonna catch us with blink daggers, but they can catch with fire remnant. So Anna doing a good job of aggressively fire remnanting to catch with searing chains without putting himself in a position to get turned on.
Oh, Jerax is getting a little bit greedy up here. Running at Arteezy, but immediately EG just coming in, collapsing him to him from the side.
Dodges.
Yeah, we'll dodge this. Oh, Jerax. Okay. Midnight Pulse.
I've got the trees here.
Universe.
He thought he had a little hiding spot.
Any chance to cover is removed.
Well, not the end of the world for him, although we'll slow down any ideas of a fast blink, but it's they only really need that one blink initiator, and S4 is going to have a good time on his, already up to 1800 gold. Should be seeing that fairly soon. I guess ideally for OG is they get that blink before the mech of the Enigma. It feels like a bit of a race. If they can get the blink and then start making some aggressive maneuvers, EG will be pressed to really come up with a good way to retaliate.
And TP's coming in from OG on the top lane. They want to hold on to this tier 1. They'll end up cancelling it though. They see that EG are already backing off.
Yeah, with the recent events, Ember Spirit has slowed down a bit. He's been a bit more active, moving around, looking for kills. He's trying to find Sumail, and
Now the Majors have done it with the Amplify. It's more than enough damage and control. Nice clean kill there for Anna and Jerax, shutting down Sumail and just showing how Sumail needs to be careful how he comes out.
yeah.
Just takes 2 heroes like that, or an Ember Spirit to close the gap, and he's very, very vulnerable still at this stage of the game.
Anna and Notel both been very good. This is the first game where I feel both OG cores have been active. Notel more so in terms of just going with his team, pushing towers. Anna as far as just finding kills, playing very aggressive, and it really is like a very different, reinvigorated OG. On the EG side, like, this is still okay tempo for them. They're playing the farming game. You've got 3 cores who need some items to come online. They're not going to be overly concerned. They're probably thinking like, guys, we're going to have a mech soon on Enigma. They are a bit under leveled, just level 7 on Enigma. Batrider's almost level 10 and we're going to have a Blink Dagger, so there is a pretty big experience discrepancy between the two teams, but item-wise, EG farming well enough on the SF and the Lone Druid to still feel at least somewhat okay about their position.
And Zai scouting things out with the Vendetta. Looks like it won't find anything at the moment because OG are grouped up. Notel just clearing out some Ancients. Very close to having the Maelstrom done. 13 minutes in.
Timing on that pickup.
It will certainly amp up the damage that he can offer, especially considering that they do have, of course, that Veil on Anna. So when they both turn up to the team fights, that magical damage from the sniper, it's going to add up.
And I'm not going to find the TPing TZ up top. Be a dire ward spotting a lot of these heroes. 5 OG members up top and most of the EG side down bottom. See Sumail pick up the Dominator, so 2 on neutrals he can grab, but definitely a game where there's going to be fights coming your way soon. So Helmet of the Dominator is a pretty good cost-effective item to buy to fight with right now, where you can grab something like, well, not going to be grabbing the Frost Armor, it looks like, but grab an Alpha Wolf, grab maybe even like the Purge Creep to purge off the Flame Guard. Play some useful utility spells you can find.
Oh, look at this, OG. Let's see an opening for Roche. They head in. They're going to be able to take it. At the same time, EG are looking for something in return, but already well. TPs are coming through. This could be OG finding a very, very good trade here as they get Roshan. They'll send Anna in first. Anna is going to be focused, and he's not the man who picked up the Aegis. That's Anna out and Anna down. EG will manage to find the successful trade and get a kill on the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, but a bit sloppy from Anna, not respecting the initiation from EG, and Zai even missed his impale to lead things off. Oh, I mean, it wasn't an easy impale to hit when Anna ran into the other 4 heroes, but dying there while your team's taking Roshan, it wasn't a tower that you were really going to be able to defend, and
I like this.
A bit unnecessary.
I like this as well. We're going to see the Blink Sniper gods.
Well, we'll see. I mean, last game he queued up a few items he didn't end up going, so
it's true.
Hold my breath.
He does change his mind.
Notel loves the Blink. He's been going for this in multiple games on the Slark. He really loves the positioning that it provides him. And considering there's no real good gap closes, you kind of see them coming. If they're ever going to get closer, you just blink, reposition, and you're fine. But interesting to see him not go for what everyone else is doing, which is just go into that Dragonlance Hurricane. If you want mobility, you go Hurricane Pike. He's saying, I got a different idea. S4 ready with the Blink Lasso.
There's a lot of members of EG around here though. They could turn it around. Look at the initiation onto Crit. Looking to control that. In fact, there with the Helmet of the Dominator Creep though. The stun onto the Slardar. Very nicely done there by Sumail. They'll find one. They may lose Crit. No, he actually survives here. Vapor onto S4. They should be able to bring him down as well with the Flame Break. Knocking him back. They get a second. Anna's trying to fight, but they've already lost 3. They do manage to burst down the Shadow Fiend. So they get themselves at least 1 for the cause. But Anna, he's down. That's a 4th dead. Notel peeping them away. Can he hold back Zai? No, he can't. Zai's in with the Spike Carapace into the Impale, and EG. Whoa!
Oh, RTZ's bare, so RTZ very low.
Oh, there we have it.
Black hole committed.
That's what Universe has to think about this little sniper.
Oh, that was very well calculated at the end there. Both Crit and Arteezy were like one hit from dead. That's a full-on team wipe.
It really was down to the fact that that start was turned around very nicely. You know, Sumail with the micro had that centaur and he stomped the Stompy. He crushed the Stalada.
Yeah, it was a bit overly aggressive from S4 and Jarex. They had the Observer Ward, but the Observer Ward vision almost misled them. They saw one or two heroes, but what they didn't know was that the rest of EG were waiting in the fog right next to the Rubik that they saw. So it ended up being a bit of a, unbeknownst to them, a bait, despite EG not really thinking they were baiting themselves. Like, EG didn't have vision. They were just like, oh, we've been lassoed, let's turn and fight. We've got to try salvage this.
Look at this, Jarex. He's looking for that money for the Blink Dagger. It'd be a shame if someone was about to kill him, and indeed they do. Zai setting up the vision for Sumail to close in on the gap. And indeed knock him back. Yeah, just over 100 gold, so making that road a little bit rockier for the Slada.
Big team fight into a nice little pick off for EG. That really sets him up to take control of this game, but S4's not done. He's looking for another lasso and he's going to find it.
Oh, and Arteezy, that certainly is the one you want to find. Is there any way that the team can save him? Well, with an assassinate and a flame break to the face, there certainly isn't. And in fact, Anna already setting up to look for more. Jumps in towards Crit, tries for the TP out. Is he going to make it with a ho-ho-ho-ha-ha shrapnel? Landing on his head.
Well, now we see if no tell. He's got 2.7k gold. Hasn't bought the blink yet. May consider something like a Shadow Blade even. Not sure if that's going to be the item of choice, but
he's got to get that thing. Yeah, he gets it. He's a man. The jump in.
I think it's more the jump out. Oh, a bit of both.
The jump.
When you're winning a fight, you jump in.
I'm looking for the sniper blink initiate into the middle of 5 and peeping them all down. No tell. Well, might need to turn around and help his team out here. Anna getting caught up by an impale. Sumail taking an assassinate to the face. Flame break to start, knock them back. Anna's got to be careful. This purge creep is slowing him down. Fly says, boy, get yourself out of there. And Fly, it says, go on without me, son.
That's the power of the Helmet Dominator. Say to your Banisher. Say goodbye to Flame Guard. Say goodbye to Fire Remnant out when it moves that slowly. That is a brutal creep to have first as an Ember Spirit. No doubt, what a position to be in on the high ground. Does get stunned though. But he's still fine. He can kill the Spirit Bearer if he wants to hit that.
That's a that jumps in. There we have it. Jumping in on the bear. The bear did not expect this man with a gun jumping behind for a little bit of fun. No tail. Getting down the bear. The brute's out. 10 for 13 though. Let's have a look at the overall net worth graph. It's close. It's been up and down.
Yeah, it feels very even right now with where this game currently is. After EG's team wipe, that felt like it evened it out, because OG before that were definitely in the driver's seat, but the big wipe that gave the supports, and even like the Enigma, the Nyx, the Rubik, all these heroes were fairly underleveled until that big fight, which gets Nyx up to level 11, the Enigma level 12 now.
And Jarek's just waiting in the base here for the final bit of gold. Blink Dagger is done. Does a little bit of the dance of the Slytherin here with a swirly whirly, and there we have it. Blink us out.
Universe has, yeah. Blink, I'm wondering how much he can really blink. I don't think he can really blink on the sniper because none of his teammates can back him up and get on top of the sniper. So, we're looking for that black hole on like the front liners, like the Ember, the Slada, the Bat Rider. Got to imagine Fly's Venge will be eyeing him off with his nether swap if he ever goes for that black hole.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly ways that they can play around that swap. I mean, we're seeing them forcing Fly to use that swap to save a member of his team. So if they can kind of start the fight off with that, and Universe is certainly going to be able to find an opening to get that big ultimate off.
Just the Nyx versus Batrider matchup is going to be an interesting one to watch as well. Moving on, S4's initiations and whether or not Zai can get in the right position to get the Carapace Impale off to counter-initiate.
Oh, here we have it.
Courier has been killed.
Oh,
they're at their Sanctuary though. This is it.
Yeah, the courier's out. EG.
I don't think they want to go into the shrine. Very low from the start, but again, chasing is also dangerous.
Bringing the full team down here, EG. They want to get something done, but at the same time, OG, they're ready to fight as well. Zai.
This BKBSF that they want to try fight around, a new pickup for Sumail makes him very hard to deal with. There is Amp plus Sniper right click, but SF also has a decent amount of armor to sustain himself through that.
Is that Ob's just in the sentry range? It looks like it is, so...
Close, not sure. See if they move out. This is such a big standoff here. EG want to fight, but they just don't want to fight into the shrine. They'll send Ana mid so they're being a bit more efficient, making sure they at least get some farm. Like trying to get what info he can for his team.
And it's actually S4 that gets the jump immediately. Finding Sumail, dragging him away from his team. It's a great way to start the fight.
That's a great observer. They just double observer ward just for that fight.
Can they get anything more? Crit, going for the TP out, is going to make it. OG, they have their attention towards the bear. They will bring it out. Arteezy is going to be without his pet for a bit.
That is a very clever obs from Fly. They just put an observer within like 1,000 range of another obs purely to get that kill and win that one fight. They recognize EG's coming, they've got a BKBSF. This is the fight we have to win, and they're like, well, let's make sure this one ward will give us a tiny fraction extra bit of vision. Let's use it.
Oh, Crit jumped on by Jerax, flies there. Crit trying to turn with a telekinesis, but OG again just moving together perfectly as a team.
Exactly. It was a 4-star from S4 to push Fly in position for that one, and they're playing so well together. EG maintaining a good level of farm, but for now OG one step ahead of them will get a tier 2 tower at mid and even already swing towards this top lane. Got a decent ward around that mid lane to spot rotations between mid and top, and could find themselves in a position to take another tier 2 tower with the sentry ward covering the potential Nixus assassin initiation.
See what they can do here. Surrounding the top tier. Tier 2, is there any way that EG can hold this? They want to. Look at this.
They need a smoke because they need to bypass the vision advantage of OG some way. And
this could be massive.
The scan's trying to check for this smoke.
It might clip them if they come up to the north.
Not quite.
They're going to go for the long reach around.
They also see no one defending. You maybe even see like a hero by that tier 3 top tower just positioned there. There's a lot of people missing an OG playing the caution game. OG have gone in very deep here now. Getting a ward. This helps cover Roshan, which they're probably worried about OG taking with the Slather amp.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is near that OG shrine though, something that EG definitely didn't want to teamfight into last time. I don't imagine much has changed.
It looks like they've just settled for trying to find this tier 1 mid, but OG.
And not hitting as well, needs to get close to the hero, but...
They will get the tower. Looks like they will
punish the bear.
Yeah, extra bit of money. I mean, each time that 300 gold is a welcome arrival to the bankers.
The Slather sniper just tear apart the Spirit Bear. I mean, Arteezy can fight alright without it, with his right clicks, but it does act as a nice little buffer, as well as when your hero gets disabled, it's nice to have the bear to use Savage Roar. And hey, it gives a hell of a lot of gold as well killing a Spirit Bear, so you take that whenever you can. As it stands, no tail sniper now with the BKB to go with his Maelstrom Blink. Is going to be able to kind of sustain himself a bit more. He doesn't have to worry about SF winding up a Requiem. If he's attacking Sumail, he can just continue to do so and pop a BKB should that Requiem start coming out. Seen also a few times the Nyx stuns come into play. And having de-warded that cliff now, OG know there's no vision in the area. They want to smoke up and find a pick. Perhaps EG think they're roaching, but that is not the case.
Sumail is going to be the target that they find. Can they bring him down before he gets a chance to BKB? They can. He's out for 55, and already they're looking for more. Remnant into the middle of them all. The Assassinate bringing Universe down there. The telekinesis into the Impale will hold down the back, and the damage from Arteezy is enough to bring down the Ember. But OG, they're not stopping yet. S4 blinks forward, takes down Zai. 2 down on EG, OG getting away with it, and again, S4, I mean, it feels like each and every time he's finding Sumail to start off the fights, and it's an absolute perfect way to kick things off.
Yeah, great catch, and Jerax made a sick play. He didn't chain stun the Bat Rider with the Bat Rider lasso. He immediately blink crushed the Enigma, trying to set up for the follow-up kills, as well as preventing an Enigma counter initiation. If Enigma somehow counter initiates with a blink black hole there and somehow Venge gets caught, be a complete catastrophe. And just making sure there's no mech usage coming out, and it kind of led to that follow-up chase. Unfortunately, it kind of backfired with the Ember getting too aggressive going down, but I love to see Jerax not using his stun on a hero that's already going to die, finding that next kill. And OG set themselves up to take another tower. EG really under pressure here.
And they are going to try and go for another big play themselves. They've done this a few times. but they're yet to really find a follow-through from a smoke that's caused them to win a big team fight. They
Ember's
just struggled to
rejoined the
find
team
catch. Can they do it this time? That's the question. Zai to lead the way. Look at the eye up. That's a good kill. If they can get it,
Nice force
they'll be
up.
happy. There's not enough the force to save him. That's one down and maybe even more. Jerax, he's been Maleficed. They chase him down. EG looking for the Slardar Universe. Can he get it? He's just in a black hole. No messing. They make sure they get the kill. And in fact, they might get S4. S4 tried to come in with the lasso, but then Carapace was there. And the turnaround this time from EG, picking up a double kill on Sumail, taking 3 down. And they may not be done yet. No tail. Think himself out of this. Can they close the gap? They get the courier, EG. They're also going to get Fly, Impale from Zai, triple for Sumail. And OG making some painful mistakes there. EG, some smart plays, and Roshan's up, and he's ready for the taking.
Yeah, just turned into that domino effect. The first hero dies, and it's one of those like, oh, we don't really want to let our Ember die. Let's try 4-staff, save him out, and it turns into a second hero. And at that point, it was like, okay, that's 2 dead. You really should just let Jerax on the Slider die. It could have ended there, but that Rider went in with a lasso, got immediately lifted. Really fast reactions from Crit with that telekinesis. He was the big playmaker of that fight, and EG heavily punished some OG miscalculations there, and as a result, it's Roshan, it's an Aegis going their way. That is a big turnaround for a game that seemed to be starting to slip away from EG.
I was always very close to the numbers because of the farm, but certainly, yeah, that last little bit of an event, swinging it back round is the way of EG's farms.
Really is a game of initiations here, and when OG are getting that Blink Lasso on something like an SF, preventing his BKB, or getting a Blink Crush to start a fight, they can easily get a pick off handily. Like, there's not really a good response for EG. They don't have that easy save. There's no disruption type spell. There's no oracles. There's no dazzles or whatever. It's like a guaranteed pick on anyone you initiate on, but similarly when EG do that, get the catch, generally they're finding those kills as well. That's what happened there with the Nyx Assassin finding that Ember Spirit. Such a great pick to be playing against both Ember and Bat. And with a gem, this gets a whole lot easier for EG to regain some map control. There's a lot of great Radiant vision up right now.
Yeah, there really is.
But haven't found any of it yet. They just walk past it without seeing and catching sight of it.
EG, I'll look to the tail on top. They've got a DD on the bet. Be able to do this with no trouble whatsoever. OG, no interest in holding on to that tier 1 at this stage. Just looking to find what they can elsewhere on the map. No tail. Very close to having that Miona if he wishes to purchase it up.
They may trade 2 towers for 1. They can get to this bottom tier 2 tower. It is the last outer tower, which means they can try and set themselves up to take down those shrines. But it does feel like EG getting the much bigger bounty of the 2 teams, and they're going to force OG back. Threaten to go high ground, force the TPs, and this bottom tier 2 doesn't even die. Zai's preemptively TP thinking get a catch, so EG definitely not going to commit to this top lane, and I think the call's like, hey guys, they've already left bottom, get out. Don't fight top, you don't have Nyx Assassin up there. Cautious play from EG. And this bottom tower does get into deny range, so for OG that's kind of, they don't care if this tower gets denied too much, and EG probably, yeah, they want to leave it alive as long as possible. Preserve their shrines, and those will be some nice TP access points for them as this game goes on.
I'll see what EG's next play is. They've now got the completed Miona on Arteezy. Black Hole is back off cooldown.
They're close to a Linken's on Sumail. That makes the game a lot easier for him. It means he's got both the BKB and Linken's 2 defensive items, but there's no longer that Blink Lasso threat. It'll become more about the Slardar initiation at that point.
There we have it. Smoke up from EG. Starting to lead the way. Can he get the catch? There we have it. Immediately in onto Anna Fly. He's there again, saving Anna.
Had to be done, and they'll be punished for that by losing their last outer tower, I imagine. Hotel's trying to take out the bear. Yeah, blinks away at the last second.
And the bear will be brought down.
Yeah.
But so will the tier 2 of OG. As EG indeed find that final tier 2 from OG.
That's Linken's on both cores, Arteezy and Sumail now, making this game a lot more difficult for S4. Can always try to use that 4-staff to break Linken's, but that means you won't have a 4-staff to pull him out. Also, I think without a BKB, it's going to get hard to get all of that off. He's going to need the BKB to stop the Nyx, Carapace Impale, to stop the Rubik Lift. Very close to it, so With BKBs, we'll see OG kind of find their second breath. That's when they don't have to fear the Nyx counter initiation, the SF Requiem as much, and BKB on Slaughter coming as well as the Batrider. And now it's EG pushing forward, keeping the lanes pressured and controlling this map very well.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see how the push comes through when it comes to high ground. OG with very good defense. You know, having the sniper, having these kind of sort of initiations like the bat, but as you mentioned, EG2 already have answers to that bat lasso jump through. And so with the BKB complete, it's going to make sure that even if he doesn't get the initial catch, he's going to feel a little safer in terms of getting his way back out of a failed initiation. Top lane's being pressured in by the creeps. We will see EG back off to deal with that as Crit is sent back to base.
It looks like OG will be able to weather out the Aegis timer and probably look to make their next aggressive moves around their smokes from that expiring, but will come before. Okay, so the one BKB, but before the Slaughter BKB, if they probably want to start making some moves. It's still a bit of a ways for Jerick's to farm, and I think this isn't the kind of game where you can just settle into a farming routine against the SF Lone Druid late game, and even Nyx and Enigma are like much scarier late game threats than the Slaughter in my mind. Batrider can be amazing late game, but the Linken's is going to make it hard for him to do what he wants to do, so feels like the BKB Black Holes of Enigma can just be game winning. If you find that the Avengers, like as you kind of said, you have to keep using these swaps to save a teammate, and then what's left to stop a BKB Black Hole? Absolutely nothing. Gonna be a tough game for OG to team fight once OG get a bit more space and farm.
I like this as well. I feel like we haven't seen this as much as I thought we would this LAN. Sumail is going to go for the Aghanims now as the follow-up for this Shadow Fiend build.
Is it the... Oh, yeah, he's Aghanims. Okay. Nice little damage boost, bit of extra heal.
I'm actually going to see... Yeah, EG, maybe get a bit
There's
of...
There's a ward right on top of them.
Oh, there's the jump in from Zai. He's found out two with the stun. Crit setting up for more. Universe coming into the middle. Oh, it pops the Black Hole. It's only up to one, but it does secure the kill. Okay, once it started off here, they're moving over towards Ana. No-Tail trying to sit there and snipe them all, but the damage is too much. EG, they've broken through three of the members of OG. They've got the stun onto Ana with the Fear as well. He's just locked in position. EG taking out four. They'll take out the Shrine. Buybacks, they ain't online.
They had the ward right on top where they were hiding in the trees. They think they can use their vision advantage by being in fog in those trees, and no, EG see everything. Nyx goes in, Carapace is to start things off on the Batrider, and then Slaughter blinks into his Impale. It was the dream scenario for EG to start a fight, and then Rubik stole swap. He swapped the sniper into the middle of them. It was a sick play coming out from Crit there. Fantastic way for EG to get themselves a big lead. They won't get a Rax off of it, but they'll fall back, heal up a bit, set themselves up to take the next Roche.
Getting that confident lead now in this game.
Absolutely.
EG off the back of that, as we can see from the net worth. OG can't afford to let that happen again. It's getting to a very tense point of the game here. This deciding game 5 in the grand finals here at the Dota Pit Season 5 LAN.
With a DD rune, EG may look to press forward once again and start a fight off. They don't have the best vision around this bottom side of the map, and being OG squad probably trying to play more around the high ground now, having lost those fights. I think it may incentivize them to leave their bases, either a well-timed smoke or perhaps to contest Roshan. Slaughter's BKB 650 gold away, and so important to have those BKBs playing against the Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, it really is. We've seen how disruptive Zai can be in these fights, and with just the way he's finding these initiations. Instantly locking down two heroes, allowing for the follow-through of EG to come in.
You really need the Slaughter alive to continue to amp up targets. That's where the sniper's DPS really kicks in, is when he's hitting someone who's been amped. Or corrosive hazed, I should say, these days.
Keep with the time, Scott. It ain't 2016 no more. 16-23 at the moment, EG. with the lead. As you're saying, OG waiting on these core. BKBs out for the cores. Closer and closer on the slider. Over on the side of EG, Samel. On top of the Acronyms completion, 1300. Universe himself pretty much has the BKB. 4 more pennies and he'll have that done. RTZ going for the butterfly this game. On this lone druid build. And Zai looking for the ether lens. Not going straight for the Aghanims this game, Zai. Going for kind of the smaller items on the way. Do you like that because of the pace? Do you feel it's just EG feeling that they're going to finish this game before they need an Aghs next?
The Force Staff, yeah, I think they don't desperately need the Aghs, and I mean the Force Staff has been a really value item for them.
Yeah.
And G's just getting, a lot more cost-effective items. I think there's a lot of fighting going on in EG, just want to make sure they have the best possible items for every fight they see. Gone. Spirit Bear will scout things out. TC Center doesn't mind losing. Again, the Spirit Bear has no items on it, so it does give up gold. It's not also does put on cooldown, and it can be somewhat useful for the Savage Roll. But for scouting purposes at this stage of the game, it's totally worth losing a Spirit Bear if it means getting all the intel you need to choose a better fight.
Oh, Roshan is going to be back up in a matter of seconds. EG already scouting it out there with the Alpha Wolf. Question is whether OG can get there in time to contest it if EG do go in. And looks like with these movements, OG are well aware that they are going to need to do something about it.
They've got a smoke ready to go. It's the...
This could be it.
Oh... Radiant Ward sees it all.
Did it hit?
Yep. Right on top of them. That's handy. Will they use the high ground advantage? They want to perhaps go in, but the Lincoln Sphere make it very hard. Even if they have the high ground advantage, you can't get that instant lasso very easily.
Well, that's a good high ground water drop down here. Samel inside, jumping forward side. He's going to miss the stun. The BKB is coming out the black hole. Universe on the back line. He's found the sniper, but no tails out. They've lost 2 on OG. S wants to force himself away. EG losing no one off the back of this jump in. Thinking themselves anything more here. Jarax will be able to blink away in time. Again, just EG with these just clean cut and initiations. They come around from the low ground. They just immediately lay down the ward, and suddenly the high ground advantage that OG has is no more.
Yeah, once that Avenger's dead, Nick was like, oh, well, just, I'll solo Black Hole a sniper. That works just fine. That's 90% of your damage. Bottom lane, by the way, Ember. Okay, he gets out. Whew. Roche is going on. And EG will set themselves up to perhaps go for a high ground push here. S4 thinks about, and knowing there was a couple heroes bottom, thought that maybe he could catch a straggler around the Roche pit, but not going to be the case. And these butterflies, Sniper going to have some issues as far as Mac getting his full DPS out.
It really is. Notel has been looking toward getting this Daedalus for seems like quite a while now, as his farm has certainly started to slow down. With both Samel and Arteezy just climbing further and further ahead of him. They need that big fight, OG, and just the last few times they've been coming out in a lot worse of a shape than EG has in these engagements, and that's certainly going to show on the overall net worth graph as it continues to fall out of control for OG and makes EG feel much more comfortable with the situation that they've come to now in this later portion of the game, coming up to 40-minute mark.
Yeah. This next pick has just done wonders for them. You actually will go back for the Ag Scepter. You kind of asked when, if he goes for that. It comes now.
Decided against the Ether Lens. Yeah.
Gives him a more guaranteed lockdown, being able to do like the burrow, spike carapace, and it's really good for pushing high ground too. You just go burrow yourself on the high ground, like next to the Spirit Bear, and good luck coming near this Nyx Assassin when he's got like Enigma, Lone Druid, SF around him.
Let's see what they can get at EG once again.
Ever since these Lincoln Spheres come up, it's just become so difficult to fight.
He is not getting out of this one. Arteezy just hammering into the Vengeful Spirit.
It's just so difficult to approach a fight. You can't swap someone in to initiate, you can't lasso someone in. Blink Crush is like the one means you have, but it just doesn't feel like OG will to cleanly pick off any of these key heroes. They can catch the supports maybe, but that's about it.
Alright, just look at this, Arteezy. He can just sit it, and there's not a lot they can do. They've just got to let the tier 3 go. Jerax hanging up with an Amplify, but the Lincolns, of course, is there to block it. S4 if he can get the lasso, and he will find it onto Crit. Drags back one. The stun is there to hold Anna in place, though, and Anna, Slider Fist comes out. Jerax comes in again with a crush onto Universe. Samel revving up the ultimate, won't let it go. Holds it back. Not going to use it just in case they chase down OG, but only Fly being caught on the edge of it all. In fact, the force in, aggressively moving Sumail towards themselves. They still can't quite finish him off. EG losing the Rubik on the retreat. OG trying to chase down. A good chains catches out too. And with the assassinate, Universe nearly going down. It's not going to quite kill him. Sumail eats the cheese. In fact, though, the Maelstrom procs did. No-Tail found it with the lightning bout. And No-Tail's not done yet. He continues to snipe. Pops the BKB. Turns towards Arteezy. That's the Aegis down. But so is that two of his members of the teammates. Now three. As Sumail turns, hammers into the sniper. Now looks towards Ana. Ana, can he get his way out of this one? He's out of remnants. He's out of luck. He's going to slide once more. But the one last touch from Artur, the true sniper in this game, finds the kill. OG have 4 heroes on the sidelines. And just that fight there, it was the fact that EG had the Aegis and the cheese.
Yeah.
Without that, maybe that would have been okay for OG, but Arteezy and Sumail living through the initial onslaught, turning it round, bringing OG down and out. And in fact, with this route, he has to be so careful, Anna, how close he comes.
He really needs to respect the range of that Lone Druid. And with the Butterfly, he's doing a lot of damage here. We'll take first melee racks of the game, and EG, as you said, with Aegis and Cheese, they know their limits. They were able just to turn what was a good OG initiation into a 1 EG fight, just through the sheer extra lives. Sumail took a lot of damage early on, but had the Cheese to heal himself back up. Arteezy had the second life. And now, off of that, he suddenly picked up a Skadi. He gets a whole lot tankier with this. A lot of extra stats, HP and armor.
Yeah, he's absolutely massive this game.
He's had one hell of a game, and No-Tail suddenly like looking a bit under farm compared to these cores. He had a very strong start, taking a lot of early towers, but no longer in that strong position.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's getting to the point as well where he does just go full in on the Daedalus purchase rather than saving for buyback. And I think
he has to. Yeah. Otherwise, just if you're buying back, you're losing the game most likely. It's one of those things where you're going to play to win rather than play to keep yourself in the game for a bit longer. Every buyback you use is just crippling to your team, and
it's on its way out indeed. Picks up the Demon Edge. Daedalus will be complete for the next defense. Zai, 1200 away from the Axe.
Sumail went for the Ethereal Blade, not the Butterfly.
Okay.
Still a choice, and can help him out if he's getting like by a sniper while amped up. Can also use it aggressively on the sniper with the 5-second BKB now. He may find opportunities to aerial and wreck him down, so a lot of damage output, both magical and physical, possible from the Shadow Fiend.
Here we have it, EG getting themselves together for yet another push that could be deadly for OG. Let's see what OG's answers is. Ana, I think he's supposed to force out the sidelines, essentially working towards the Octarine, but he's got a long way to go.
Nice. Opted for the BKB first, and I think a necessary pickup given how these fights are going, but they're in no rush. They got that first melee racks. They've got pretty good map control. They get a couple deep observer wards down this bottom lane, basically looking like they're saying like this is going to be the next lane we want to push and get a racks from. It's beneficial to, it's a bit easier to push those side lanes in the mid lane, and also pushing a lane far away from the other lane you pushed in, it kind of splits your opponents up. They've got to defend, push out top, and bottom lane being further away means their attention is very split up. But EG couldn't just wait for next Roshan if they really want to, but I imagine they're also looking at the potential of a key pick-off that's coming their way.
At the moment, it seems like they're almost waiting for maybe even OG to go for a wraparound play. And being very, very cautious with how they push in.
Yeah, they can chip at the tower a bit. The Skadi makes Arteezy very durable and even gets the Lotus Orb on top of himself.
And it does jump in.
Yeah. Get Arteezy down a little bit, you take out his bear. They can basically just do like a couple hundred damage with the Spirit Bear, then they back off, and just the one Spirit Bear may look to wait for that cooldown before going again.
Alright, around a 25,000 net worth lead now because of the farm control that EG's had across the map, with OG pressured right back into their base.
It's been a constant demand for Fly to just keep buying sentries for his team. He's had 0 item progression. Meanwhile, both EG supports have been able to get some nice luxury items. Crit's got a Lotus Orb, which really helps with the push. Zion, the Nyx Assassin, is close to the Aghanim Scepter to go with both Blink and Full Staff, and having these items on supports have made a world of difference.
It looks like it is going to be the waiting game here for EG once more. Just hanging around the Roshan pit. It is this important game 5. There's no need to rush it. There's no need to take risks if you have the lead like EG do.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much longer after the Aegis G. After the Aegis Gs, I imagine it's going to be go, go, go. Arteezy is
for sure
6 slotted effectively at this point. May drop something like the treads to have a Aegis or a cheese if he really wants to. And they'll want to try and end things. It does have the spirit bed to start putting items on. Maybe get some aura items like a Vids or something for the team on it, an AC. But this is where EG are at their strength, and they're not even waiting for Roshan. They want to smoke up and do something to catch OG by surprise.
See if they can get this jump.
Yeah, they've got a couple of wards. I want to put them down so they can try find some pickoffs. Maybe get a high ground ward at this top lane. Looks like they want to go through, given that there's no tower there. But S4's in a good spot to scout this.
We have the leading
or
Crit
not. Or get
immediately jumping in onto S4 Flight again, having to save him. I gives his life, but it will save the Batrider. Slide coming through, and now S4 gets the reinitiation, but he doesn't grab him. He gets brought down just by the damage of Arteezy.
Yeah. And they can't stop a black hole easily now as well. This sniper has to be so careful about how he fights.
They may need to buy back on S4 if it gets too rocky.
Good news is Enigma doesn't have the BKB, so they can try like Searing Chains it, but this could just be another lane of racks if he doesn't buy back. So yeah, he will go for it.
No lasso though. Can they do to stop this? Jerax in with the crush. No one reacting as of yet on EG, so Jerax is able to slither his way back up to the high ground. And it is seeming to be enough to hold EG back.
EG just playing incredibly well as a team. Like Sumail giving Arteezy his Lincoln, so he has a second one since Arteezy is on that front line, and just everyone backing each other up.
Get the slide. Jerax laying down the amplify, but immediately Arteezy just turns. The high ground evasion working in Jerax's favor there. Chains onto 2 from Ana. Held in place by the Spike Carapace. Assassinate, bringing Sumail down low. Quite low enough. EG are being slowly forced back.
Again, they're just kind of testing the waters, doing these plays in a very safe fashion. They force a Batrider buyback, and that in itself prevents any kind of item progression coming out from S4, as well as puts on cooldown. OG are like, they're falling back. They want to go for Roshan. We've got to make our move. We cannot give them Roshan. If they can get an Aegis cheese here before, surely EG head to the pit soon.
I'm sure they are. Arteezy's already heading in that neighborhood.
He doesn't want to head there alone, but they're going to try to snipe this. And EG don't have vision in the area.
I mean, the rest of Sumail's towards the mid. Crit is heading back to base.
A dead Roche.
Yeah. OG, they're going to get this done. And as you mentioned, this is absolutely huge for a team that's over 30,000 gold behind. OG get it. No, if they lose it this quickly, though, it's not going to be too ideal. Notel loses the Aegis. EG, they're ready to kill it for a second time. The combo from Sumail, perfect timing. And Notel's out. He's down for 80 seconds. No money on this sniper. He's not coming back into the game. That kill may have just done it for EG. How well can OG hold with just the 4 of them?
Not well at all, OD. Not well at all. That Roshan was the potential for OG to at least drag this game. I don't want to say come back. They're miles behind with the sniper dead now.
Oh, S4 getting swapped in. Crit playing with the stolen swap there. Universe comes in with a black hole onto 2. EG, they've managed to kill off 3 members of OG. There's no buyback available in them. Ana taken out as well. He does have buyback. He will use it. He's going to try his best to hold on, but his friends are dying before him. Jerax to drop. Buyback as well. Can they hold this back? Ana bringing Arteezy down. Who does get the kill? He kills off Artur. Ana, can he do this?
Owen.
He's sliding around. He does fall down. That's a dieback on the Ember Spirit. EG bringing Artur back into the fray. They've got the full team alive. They'll look to clean up the base of OG. OG do have both Fly and Notel up in around 10 seconds, but it really does seem like it indeed could be too late here as EG look to be on the verge of becoming your champions here at the Dota Pit Season 5 LAN Finals. What can Notel and the boys do? He's trying to push him off, but EG, they're pushing in. They're hammering down onto the agent. No-Tail pops the BKB as a last huzzah. It's not enough. Arteezy really is the better sniper with this Lone Druid build, and GG is called. Evil Geniuses are your champions here at Dota Pit Season 5. A Lone Druid, it was the hero of the series, wasn't it, Gods? I mean, we saw it game after game, high contention between the two teams. Everyone wanted to play with it, and they knew how to use it.
Just really good disciplined play coming out from Arteezy. Died twice the entire game against Batrider as well as Slaughter. 2 blink initiates